and welcome to ANB Bronze 22 Part 6. Overnight I have allowed some skills to upgrade naturally, and then during the day I have been using books of learning. So the mage that we got to level 70 yesterday, in terms of abilities, everything that we're going to use for push and things that we might want to throw in and chop and change things later are all at 10. All other abilities are either at level 8 or 9. That got us to Synergy 170, which is the maximum bonus to attack speed, which is nice for a mage. So let's have a quick rundown of the gear. We'll look at some stats and then I'll make a couple of improvements to them. So I used Pythia to target my crafting. I wanted 77 arm guards for Lily Wisp on the main account for a push build. There they are. It also allowed me to target the 2 weapons that have level 76 items. Something that was in the back of my mind, you think, well, why haven't I gone on to craft another 77? We've got plenty of gold, and you'll see that we've got plenty of materials here. I could convert those up for another 200, and there's 155 greater essences there. But the thing when you're farming experience with a warrior and then you're doing all the salvage is that the main salvage materials for crafting armour and weapons that you get back from it is iron and mithril. Obviously mage armour is silk and nightcloth. So completely out of silk, and I thought, well, I've got a choice. I can either go do some materials farming, or I can wait until we're back on the main account and just finish off the 77, to get in the second 77 then, since I've got about 200,000 silk on there. So even though it'll be a bit more expensive to craft, once this becomes a main account character, I can just sit there and target the craft that I want. And another reason for not doing a crafting session or a farming session is that I'd like to celestialize this weapon, and the item that I want to craft is a Sash of the Igniter for a Death from Above build for Wispy with a dual skull, which would be crit damage, crit rating, frost and fire damage. And if I celestialize this, I wouldn't be able to take that one back, and if I craft that item and celestialize that, I won't be using it at all. So we're leaving some toughness and some damage boost behind if I were to carry on crafting, which is why I stopped. So running through, it's Elemental Lord's Regalia on a Fire Lily build. The helm is haste, power, ability rate, vitality. Osmosis is on there, that's for later. It's not going to be doing anything at all for us in these early stages, probably not until we're in the 140s, so it's just there for later. There's better choices before we get to that. The necklace, I've gone with power, haste, life on hit and ability rate, and enchanted that with power. You want to get power on as much as possible with a Fire Lily push build. The shoulders, haste, ability rate, power, vitality, and again enchant with power. The chest is haste, power, ability rate, vitality, and enchant with vitality. Integralis mantle, haste, power, ability rate, dodge rating, power enchanted onto that as well. Our Fire Lily, haste, power, frost, vitality. Talisman of power, haste, power, frost damage, vitality. The arm guards, which I'm about to improve a little bit further, is haste, ability rate, vitality, power, and an additional vitality stat for them being celestial, and a bit of dodge rating on there as well. I think we've got enough vitality in the build. Bracer of Mastery, haste, power, frost damage, vitality, and for the first time in a very, very long time I've actually got a decent frost beam bonus for ANB. Frostfire Sash, haste, power, frost damage, vitality. Then the Pansy's haste, movement speed, power, vitality, and enchant with movement speed. And haste, movement speed, ability, vitality, and again enchant with movement speed. The rings, power, haste, life on hit, ability rate, and power. And power, haste, life on hit, vitality, and power. And then the weapons, we have Igneous, haste, power, ability rate, vitality with Slayer on it, and our Glacius Tempestus with haste, power, ability rate, vitality, and obfuscation thrown on. About the only one that's useful out of the enchants that can go on to tomes. Toughness might look a little low at the moment. You can run through the 150s, these are probably as far as 161 with about 1,000,000 toughness. You'll have a hard time on some fights, but there's plenty of ways that we can chop and change that. So I could throw in endurance and that would take us over 1,000,000. If I was struggling, I could perhaps take out glass cannon, so we'll give up a bit of damage, but we could throw in celerity in there and that'll take us all the way up to 1.3 million. We're on very low level trials at the moment, so there's absolutely no need to be worried about toughness. What was I going to do next? Just a quick rundown of these stats before we boost them a bit further. Power's very healthy, I put 7094, we've got 5.75 hits per second, although that will allow us to do 58 stacks of Frostburn on our Frost Beam. Crit rating and crit damage we ignore because we're on Fire Lily. Frost damage at 74.4. Vitality is looking nice big health pool there. Armour is a couple of percent lower than I normally run, but it's not going to be a problem. Life on hit is ridiculously high at 4,000. Ability rate 1843, and then we're going to get more from the Integralis Mantle, 500 more from that, so that's good. Where were we in details? Movement speed at 30.4, we'll be able to increase that. Experience gained is looking a bit odd at the moment, but that's because we still have our 100% booster from yesterday for levelling up to 70. So we can improve our movement speed and our vitality, so we shall gain 10% more health. That's pushed us over that 1,000,000 mark. This is more than what I need, and we'll get some more movement speed as well from these. And the last thing I want to do to improve the character is something that you definitely do not need to do in ANB events. It's something that I would be doing on my main account normally. I'm going to boost this power a bit further, and the way I'm going to do that is over at the blacksmith. I'm going to craft from enchanting Celestial Orb, and I'm going to make 2 of these. That's why I had all those spirits sat there. It's not going to give us much power, you need to bear that in mind, so I can drop that up there. You can see we select which stat we want to boost. You can see maximum value is 140.5. I'm going to give us 1.6 there, and then I'm going to max it out. We're at 139.3. When I add this, it's going to take us to 140.5. So equivalent of a champion level or two has just gone on. It's not going to make any difference whatsoever. It's just something that I don't have to do later now. So it says 141, but we know from that orb it was 140.5. And if you're going for absolute perfection, you can go through and add as many as you like to the other stats to push them up as well. That's real end game when you've got nothing else to do stuff. What did that do to our movement speed? Our life's very nice, so 31. I don't think that changed at all. So I'm going to quickly pause the video just that we're starting afresh without it lagging, and we shall kick on with push. And I'm back. We only cleared Troll 8 yesterday, didn't we? So we're extremely low in ridiculous gear for what we're about to do. Death from above would probably be faster at this stage, but I'm not going to equip that because I'm fairly sure that things are just going to die anyway as we hit them. Let's just get a nice big area of enemies. I see elites there, and we get rid of Elban. So that's the first one down. We're going to fly through these. Our damage might go up a bit higher actually. I hadn't, something that I forgot to mention, these are still very low level and they do boost your damage healers. It doesn't say anywhere on the stats for them or on their abilities, but quite a few years ago when they changed those healers to have vortex rather than silence enemies as their ability, they added it to the patch notes that they increase your damage, and I can confirm that they do that. So where are we? 721. If we unequip them, 686, so they are boosting our damage, and I think they'll boost it a bit further as we get them up to 70. We don't need that. We'll stick Book of Learning up there. So first target is Troll 110, which will get us our second Celestial Transform. I'm trying to think if I'm going to do anything with this character before ending the event, because we're not going to use anywhere near this playtime to push. I'm too lazy to do that. Need a side channel or two. And 70 down. Let's just check, see if anything extra good was flying in. Uh, 87 Broken Dragon. I think we start having to play maps a bit more properly because our shatter won't kill everything in one go, so we'll just round everything up. you. Trying to move. Stuck on clicking an enemy instead, and we'll pull in the rest of them. Probably a few more enemies back there, but I think we've got enough rounded up. Got so much life on hit, we can just heal through that lava pool at this stage. So I'm sure that's gone up a little bit. We'll stick those up there for now. Start getting 3-hour books soon. So 102. This is where I would farm experience on a Death from Above build. And I have to be careful not to become too lazy running through enemies. I know we've got a lot of toughness for this level. Decent amount of elites on this map. Something's slowing us in there, so let's just deal with that. And goodbye, broken dragon. 49 seconds, not bad. Where on earth did we get an uncommon mace drop? That's just dropped from that trial. That's odd. Unless it's been sitting there and I've not noticed. I'll have to watch the video back to see when that arrived. 118, so we're going to get our Celestial Transform for this trial. Since we get that once we've passed 110. This is where I start having to play properly. So we'll try not to take too many hits from now on. And I have to watch the way I do that vortex, or where I place the cursor for my frost beam. I think about there's better. Stops the character rushing forward. Place it too far away and they go charging in. Scrolling a little bit because I'm expecting a bit of lag when this Devastate attack comes. Actually, we could have let him hit us there. We've got so much life on hit, so we can just heal through this. I'll wait for his... so I'm going to let him hit us with that. So that has set up this assassinate, so our damage gets increased by 9%. But we are taking this amount of damage per second, but we've got all that life on hit, so we just heal straight through it. We don't want to stand there for that. I'm going to let this one hit as well. So we're taking more damage. I thought those were supposed to stack. And Elban gone. So we get our celestial transform. I'm going to stick that on the igneous because I think it's going to give us a bigger damage boost than if I put it on Glacius Tempestus, so we shall do that. There goes our damage. Our toughness, as I said, would go through 1,000,000 once we hit that. They've all hit 70 now, so we don't need to worry about not having levelled up companions. So onwards and upwards. Magroth at 126. Do this one and probably pause the video so we don't suffer any lag issues. Interesting shape map. I might have to start looking at shapes of maps because the changes to ensure that there's always enough enemies to pull out the boss has made them rather odd shapes, whereas I used to just look at them and know exactly where to go. A little bit more thought required, I think, these days. These are really strung out, aren't they? Let's just play around with these slow things. Oh, this is Magroth, isn't it? We need a side channel. I'll probably take a hit from him, fully enraged at this level. But I'm going to play properly. And we'll burn him down a bit. And hopefully that's going to be enough to finish him. Yes, for passing 120 we get some glory, so all that remains is glory for passing 130, and it will be Elban. Let's do that and then I'll pause the video. We'll be running around a lot, so let's try and pull in as many enemies from the edges as well. It's a donut. Oh, can't move. Get through there. Anyway, our nice big life on hit got us through that. Teach me for being lazy. Don't think there's... oh, there is a group there. Just going to run around a bit because I knew that that talisman was about to pop. Free beam here. I'm going to move out the range of that. So we still stand toe to toe with these general attacks. Talisman of power. Life drain into that. He might go straight into devastate, yes. I'm going to wait for that, which queued up nicely the talisman. And there is a life drain due, but there it is. There's his life drain into this, and there's going to be a devastate coming up. Oh well, we've got talismans, so we'll make use of it. There's his devastate, and we'll kill him while he's way up in the air. Will that let us stand up on top of him? Yes. Okay, so I will pause the video, salvage this, tidy things up a bit. But that has got us trial 130 down, so that is all of these rewards done. So all that remains for me is to be greedy, and I think somewhere in the mid 140s will do that, which shall form the next part of the video. So see you again shortly. And welcome back. So tidied up a little bit in the inventory. We've unlocked up to 137. So Broken Dragon, which is where I get my timings all wrong when I'm playing on Frostbeam. You'll see me beam as it places a lava pool many times during the fight. I'm not rounding these up in a particularly clever manner. Let's just start dealing with what we have. Gives us a better route around, helps if Frost Nova casts when you hit the button. Wow, it's a long map. Right, Might as well deal with this little group here, as everything else is approaching from below. So I'm not timing these to coincide with talismans at the moment because it's still quite low level. I'm not after perfection. We'll just hit things. I do need to think about maybe over here fighting the dragon. I think a lava pool's going to spawn. So, brilliant. Why did he run back there to cast? Wow. It should be a lava pool. Let's play hide and seek around the pond. Oh, there we go, we're standing a lava pool. I'm just not paying proper attention whenever I do these fights. Lava pool, the overflow there, that's another badly timed one. Another lava pit, I hope. No, there it is. Well, apart from the start of that fight and a few mistakes, we got through it. Nothing exciting dropping. So 140 and Kara. I think it's about 150 that she becomes troublesome, depending on your toughness. I'm just going to beam into them for now. Let's make use of this talisman while it's up and run through them since I froze them. Key to Kara in high level fights is managing her summoned minions. Let them get out of control and you're in a world of pain. But we're still relatively low, so I'm not sure we've got enough enemies here at the moment because there aren't a great deal of elites in that lot. Better, I don't know, it's quite a blob there, isn't there? It's not as though we're going to be struggling to finish in time, so it doesn't have to be the fastest run on the planet at this stage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, not enough, and none down there. So let's see if we can find some. No, we're going to need to pull them with us as we find where the remainder are hiding. This group would have helped if I'd pulled them first time around. So at the moment we can still happily tank Kara. Let's get through that. And we'll try and beam through a minion. So that was lucky. Pay attention. Use Vortex to move the minion behind Kara for that one. Helps if she's out in the open a bit more. Let's start playing properly. Use a vortex to interrupt the summon thing, which was trying to buff her. Wait for those swords. Interrupt again. And we don't want too many of them to get involved. Ugh. That's why she's hitting hard, she is buffed. So let's not take any more hits for now. Freeze that to interrupt. And get it in there so this will kill it, and we're almost set. One more frost beam, which will wait for the sword attack, and we're done. Bit of bonus experience. That was a mess. Interesting. Let's see where we're unlocked to. 143 Elban. Yes, we'll do that one. That'll probably unlock to 145. Depending on how quickly we get through. Might only be 144. We've not seen Garm yet in this push. Not great that we've got elite healers in there. So we shall see how this is going before making a decision on whether to abandon. Nothing's slowing us. And now we can start playing about with the blob. Definitely can't move around the top. I didn't want to come around the rock, but not much choice really. Not great crowd or blob management going on here. Right, our next frost beam we want with talisman power, which is now. Which got rid of a lot of them. That's nice. So this beam won't do quite as much damage. Oh, what a terrible frost nova. Missed everything. Right, we're looking to cast frost beam now with talisman up. Get out of the way of that, and there's Elban. So even with all the life on hit, we do still need to run away now and then at this stage. Should be that coming in. Glacius Tempestus freezing him. There's going to be a charge after this. There it is. Waiting for his life drain. And then charge again. Oh, there it is. Oh, blimey. Helps if you aim frostbeam in the right direction, doesn't it? There's the life drain. I think we're good. No, should have waited. Gonna go straight into that and probably straight into life drain as well. There's the life drain. Where's your charge attack? And then we'll beam him. There it is. Now this is going slowly because I haven't timed any of this with our talisman procs. Going to go into devastate in a moment. Probably I might stop attacking for a minute, wait for his charge as well. And there was our, I thought that was due. Here's devastate. do some running around while we wait for Talisman. Well, it's an incredibly slow run for this level. Never mind. So we are fighting Elban next, Garm next. Should get rid of him. Here we go. Wow. Not great. Right, I'm going to pause the video and then we shall fight Garm at 144. And welcome back. So on to 144 and Garm, where we're going to definitely have to play properly now. Oh, snow map, okay. Just realised we were still zoomed in from the Elban fight earlier. I think this is a donut map, so hopefully we shall meet stragglers around the other side as we complete this loop. And there they are. Those arrows, you're a good one to hit with our frost bolt. Might need to put a bit more toughness into the build if we're gonna see that sort of damage come in. Trying to think where I want to fight Garm at the moment. Around the top didn't look very nice. Those great big rocks are not going to be ideal places for fighting. Here's going to be where we want to fight eventually. Or maybe around here. So let's play with the group around here, because I think this is the best area to do the fight. Yeah, we definitely need to tank it up if we're going to fight Kara next. I was hoping to pull out Garm with that one. Never mind. Just do not spawn on this. Perfect. So we need to dodge those spits. We'll be doing our frost beam during his main breath attack. Like now, and we've got a talisman active. Slayer active this time. That one's going to explode, so we won't stand in it. Dodge around. Get to here, we can beam in this one, it's fine. Because the healing comes on before it can kill us. I'm going to grab some healing from that one because we did take a few hits. And round to here. Take a heal from that as well. Oh. Got a bit close to him there, so we took a hit. Slightly out with our attacks, but not too bad at the moment. Ooh, don't want to get too close like that because he will hit you. Breath attack and we can beam. And we're through, so how was that? Looking better. That's going to mean 145 and Kara next, so we might need to chop the build up a bit, so I'm going to have a think about that and we shall meet back up. And welcome back. I think all I'm going to do is take out fleet-footed and drop in endurance for a bit more vitality. As with the earlier fight at 140, I think it's down to managing her summoned minions. That's what we do with that, is we abandon even taking a 17-second hit because absolutely everything was elites. And there are elite healers in there, and it would have just been an incredibly slow run. We had protectors, healers. And it'd just be nice to have on push not too many elites. Probably need to gather up a group from the start area still. But we'll work this lot back towards there. Didn't want to double tap the vortex, so we're now without vortex for our next frost beam unless I run around a bit until one's off cooldown. Hopefully we're back on track now with beams and having vortexes available to us. Yeah, we probably need to pull some enemies from around here, so we'll try and work our way down this towards that corner slowly. Don't want them to get too strung out though. We can run around this side of them. Actually, while they're doing that, let's just have a look, because these shutters will keep everything up there aggroed. And hopefully there's enough here. We've got that top corner as well we could pull some from. Healers are all back to full health. Now with elites in this group there might be enough here. I'm not 100% convinced until that hit. Now I know there's enough. So there's Kara, we've got a bit more room to run around with her. As long as we keep those summoned things out the way, we'll be okay. Ugh. Blind spot where clicking and you can't move. Use vortex to get that behind Kara. Sorry there's not much commentary of this one, you have to think a bit when you're fighting Kara at higher levels. And we threw that one unscathed. I'm quite pleased with how that one went. I guess we are left with just Magroth. That will be the 146-ish. But I'll pause the video. I need a bit of a rest because the shoulder's killing me, so I shall see you again soon. And welcome back. So hopefully this is the last run for ANB Bronze 22. It's going to be Magroth. Got exactly the same build as we did for Kara. I think it will just make the mob phase slightly easier. The only way we can increase our damage now is by sticking in something like celerity. I could remove endurance and get maybe one stack more of frostbeam, which isn't going to add a huge amount of damage. I think we've got the map pulled. Ooh, let's not run into that thing. Need to pay a bit of attention on the mob phase still. Can't be completely relaxed. Need to get out of there. Let's pull in a few extras. Ooh. Stop messing about now. And try and play a bit more sensibly. Not in a clever position, we can freeze our way through them. I do need to deal with that fast thing because there's a slowing down enemy in there as well. It helps if frostbeam doesn't fire off in its own direction. Q buttons not working. Just trying to cast Arc Lightning and it wouldn't switch off. Again, it's not switching off from Frostbolt. Oh, we're getting through this relatively quickly, so far so good. Famous last words. Let's not get killed by some sort of charger. was hoping for a bit more damage from that one, but never mind. Hurrah! Ooh, pathing decides the long way around the rock. Let's drag him down here a bit. Oh, managed to avoid some of that. That little bit of dodge rating that we've got must have helped. So I think it's only a 13% chance to dodge. I've not been paying any attention to talisman. So I'm going to run around and wait for Frostbeam to come off cooldown. There it is. Right. Our next beam will hopefully be with a talisman active, so we'll just run around. And with Slayer, so that was nice. And Slayer again. Run around and wait for our Frostbeam to cool down. Talisman of Power. Got that one slightly too early, never mind. Hopefully that's enough to get him. Yes. Yeah, not too bad. I'll take that. So I think that will probably conclude push for this. I think we're sitting at 11 at the moment. Feasibly 153 is probably as far as this build would go with the way that I'm playing it. So what would... I don't think 153 will end up in a top 10. I'm only after top 50. So hopefully 146 will be enough for that. So I will take a look at lunchtime tomorrow before the event's ended, and if we do need to do a little bit more push, then I will put a bonus video in for additional push. Got enough books here that I could finish up some upgrades. So I'm just going to let them run naturally now, because this character is going to sit around doing absolutely nothing, waiting for me to free up a slot for it on the main account, which is currently completely full, because I created a crafting character called Crafty, who's still in the process of 5-star in the world. So once that's finished, I can delete Crafty, and then I'll end the event with Dual Wisp. So in terms of doing a dual class, in terms of champion levels, with the way that I played it, if you're going on a budget one like that, it's probably not worth it, because I've farmed 2100 on mage in the past. It's a lot of effort to do that, but if you're prepared to throw a lot of gems at it, then 2100 on the warrior will work and get you through. But it's only really worth doing in gold if you're after a lot of champion levels. Another piece of junk for salvage. I think I'm waffling a bit, so it's been quite a long episode, but we've got the full push in. Hopefully I'm going to remember to put timestamps for all of the runs in the description below. If you've watched all this way, thank you very much. Any questions or comments, as always, put them down below and I will endeavour to answer you as soon as possible. And I shall see you again next time.